Well, the opening of the new season for the Lima Symphony Orchestra is this Saturday, and joining us today, we've got the director, Andrew Crust, with us today to tell us all about it, and thanks for coming today.
Great to be here, as always.
Okay, so this seems like it's a little bit of a different flavor, a little bit different concert than we would typically see from you guys.
That's right. It's our season opening concert, and I kind of wanted to set the tone for the entire season, which is we've got something for absolutely everybody. And, you know, before I mention about this concert, I just have to say if there are people out there who haven't been to the symphony, man, you are missing out on one of the gems, I think, of the region. I know I'm biased there, but if you think symphony's not for me, you're wrong, because we've got every kind of style of music going on this season, from tabla music from India to, of course, your Beethovens, your Tchaikovskys, and also Fleetwood Mac. So, you know, we really have everything. Check it out. But this opening concert we're calling Folklore and Fusion, and that's because one of the pieces is a piece for tabla, which is an Indian classical instrument, and it's going to be played by a master tabla player, Grammy Award-winning artist Sandeep Das. He was born in India. He lives now, I think, in Boston. And he's also a founding member of the Silk Road Ensemble, which Yo-Yo Ma is a member of. And they play all over the world. And this piece it's fusion. It's Indian classical music, but it's also got a killer drum set solo in it, and it's got some Eastern melodies, some Western melodies. Really going to be a special piece. And then to go with that is the folklore side, which is Rimsky-Korsakov's Scheherazade, which is a piece based on 1001 Arabian Nights, that ancient story, well, 1001 stories, that's been turned into music. So it's a little bit of Far East and Near East, and it's got plenty of melodies and plenty of interesting orchestral colors. It's a great way to open the season.
Yeah, it sounds really neat. And like you said, we've got such a gem, and so they must be pumped with the orchestra to get this season underway and to start out with a concert like this.
Absolutely, and our players, you know, some of them are local. Some come from as far as Detroit or Cleveland, and so it's an incredible group of musicians playing acoustically on that stage. It's something you don't get to hear very often. They're excited to get started, and they're excited for this tabla concerto, because it's not that often that we get to do something like that.
Right, yeah, and so since it's so unique, that's why we should fill the concert hall on Saturday to be able to see that. I mean, from the commercial, it looks like your typical kind of like drum thing, but apparently it's not typical, correct? It's
one of the hardest instruments to play in the world, and you wouldn't know that, but these tiny little two drums can create so many different sounds. It's kind of a speaking drum, so it can bend the pitch, it can play multiple pitches and different rhythms, and tabla players also do vocal recitation, so they speak in different languages in rhythm as they're playing to create these complicated sounds, and it's like I said, it's fusion, so it will sound different, but it also will sound recognizable because there is some Western elements weaved into that.
Yeah. I think, you know, as you said, if you've never seen the orchestra, you should go. People don't realize that they hear orchestra, you know, pieces that you play, like in the elevators, on commercials. I mean, we hear that music all the time, but you just don't realize that, hey, Lima Symphony Orchestra will be playing some of that in concert. You know,
and we're going to stretch your ears sometimes, but other times there are things that you absolutely know. For example, in April, we're doing a concert of all John Williams music.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, it's not all his music, but it's all his music. So he's written practically every film you've ever heard of. He wrote the soundtrack to that. So we try and reach out to everybody, and that this is a great season for that, and we're just excited to get started for the year.
All right. So the concert on Saturday, tickets still available, but get them now, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. You can check our website, limasymphony.com, or give us a call.
All right, and it's Saturday at 7:30 right there at the Civic Center, and as you said, a great season ahead. November will be the next concert, and so we'll bring you back and hear more about the rest of the season.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
All right, don't go away. We'll take a look at the weather forecast next.